Welcome, esteemed gentlemen. In a world full of echoes, dare to be the voice. The modern world celebrates conformity, yet some men break away from the herd not because they're trying to be different, but because they are. These are the Sigma males, the lone wolves who redefine what it means to be fearless. They don't walk into a room shouting for attention. Instead, they shift the entire dynamic simply by existing. And here's a fact. Studies show that people who embrace solitude and self-reliance are often more innovative and mentally resilient than their extroverted counterparts. But don't mistake this for brooding seriousness. Sigma males aren't the stoic action heroes you see in movies. They'll avoid drama, but don't be surprised if they find a subtle, darkly funny way to dismantle it altogether. Think of them as the guys who watch the world play chess while they're quietly redesigning the board. So, what sets these men apart? It's not just their refusal to conform, it's the habits they've mastered that make them utterly unshakable. Let's dive into the 15 fearless habits that define the true Sigma male. Number 1, they exploit the power of controlled chaos. Fearless Sigma males possess an uncanny ability to thrive in the midst of chaos. While most people instinctively shy away from disorder, seeing it as a threat to their stability, Sigma males approach it like a challenge to be conquered. To them, chaos isn't random. It's untapped potential, a raw environment where innovation and opportunity are waiting to be uncovered. They understand that life rarely unfolds in perfect order, and trying to control every detail is a losing battle. Instead, they embrace the unpredictability not just to survive it, but to use it. What sets them apart is their ability to remain calm and calculated when things go off the rails. While others panic or overreact, Sigma males assess the situation with a laser focus, cutting through the noise to identify opportunities hidden in the turmoil. It's not about recklessness or an addiction to adrenaline. It's about knowing that chaos disrupts the playing field, and those who can adapt quickest often come out on top. Sigma males also engineer chaos intentionally when the situation calls for it. They know stagnation is the enemy of growth, so they disrupt their own routines or environments to shake things up. Whether it's taking on a risky project, asking difficult questions no one else dares to, or venturing into unfamiliar territory, they understand that controlled chaos forces growth, sharpens instincts, and reveals strengths they didn't even know they had. This fearless approach to chaos doesn't come from a lack of fear, it comes from mastering it. Sigma males know that chaos isn't a sign of failure, it's an inevitable part of life. And the ability to thrive in it, that's their secret weapon, the ultimate edge that keeps them ahead of the curve. At number 2, they think in systems, not goals. Fearless Sigma males don't get obsessed with goals the way most people do. While others fixate on specific outcomes like hitting a promotion, buying a house, or losing weight, Sigma males think differently. They see goals as fleeting, temporary wins that don't guarantee long-term success or satisfaction. Instead, they focus on creating systems. These systems are designed to make consistent progress inevitable, regardless of the specific goal in mind. For example, rather than saying, "I want to write a book," a Sigma male might commit to writing for 30 minutes every day. It's not about the end product, it's about building a routine that ensures steady improvement and output. Systems eliminate the need to constantly chase motivation or reinvent the wheel. They remove the pressure of perfection because the process itself becomes the reward. What makes this approach fearless is that it requires a long-term mindset. Sigma males understand that life doesn't always unfold the way you plan. Goals can be derailed by unexpected setbacks or shifting priorities. Systems, however, are adaptable. They don't rely on external circumstances lining up perfectly. They're built to function no matter what. This way of thinking also allows Sigma males to avoid the burnout that comes from obsessing over single-minded goals. They're not sprinting toward a finish line only to collapse once they cross it. Instead, they're running a marathon with the understanding that the journey itself is what builds resilience, skills, and character. By thinking in systems, Sigma males free themselves from the trap of chasing validation through accomplishments. They're always improving, always evolving, and never stuck in a cycle of starting over. This ability to create sustainable progress is one of their most powerful habits, and it's why they're always ahead, even when it looks like they're moving slowly. Number 3, they reframe rejection into data. For Sigma males, rejection isn't a judgment on their worth or capabilities, it's simply information. Where most people crumble under the weight of being turned down, Sigma males see it as a chance to learn, adjust, and improve. They approach rejection with the same detachment and curiosity as a scientist studying an experiment. To them, every no is a data point, not a dead end. This mindset allows them to strip rejection of its emotional sting. They don't dwell on feelings of embarrassment, anger, or disappointment. Instead, they focus on what the rejection reveals. Was their approach flawed? Did they target the wrong opportunity? Was the timing off? These are the questions they ask, not in self-pity, but in the pursuit of self-mastery. They know that behind every rejection lies a lesson, sometimes about themselves, sometimes about the world around them. What's remarkable is their ability to turn this process into fuel. Rather than avoiding situations where they might face rejection, Sigma males lean into them. They understand that each failure brings them closer to the right opportunity or outcome. By reframing rejection as a stepping stone rather than a setback, they strip it of its power to paralyze. This habit is what makes them fearless. They're not afraid of hearing no because they've trained themselves to see it as a necessary part of the journey. They know that rejection is rarely about them personally. It's about the circumstances, preferences, or limitations of the other party. Armed with this perspective, Sigma males keep moving forward, improving their strategies and sharpening their instincts until rejection becomes less frequent and success feels inevitable. At number 4, they navigate uncertainty as if it's familiar terrain. Sigma males don't just tolerate uncertainty, they thrive in it. For most people, uncertainty feels like a threat, something to avoid at all costs. It's the unpredictable terrain where fear, doubt, and anxiety rule. But Sigma males see it differently. They view uncertainty as fertile ground for growth, innovation, and discovery. It's not a void to fear, but a landscape filled with possibilities. What makes them so comfortable in this space is their mindset. They've trained themselves to accept that life is inherently unpredictable, and trying to control every variable is both exhausting and futile. Instead of resisting the unknown, they lean into it, trusting their ability to adapt and find opportunities where others see chaos. This adaptability isn't just instinct, it's a skill they've honed through experience, trial, and error. Sigma males understand that uncertainty is where breakthroughs happen. Whether it's launching a new idea, taking a risk on a bold decision, or stepping into unfamiliar situations, they know that sticking to safe, predictable paths rarely leads to anything extraordinary. While others cling to the comfort of routine, they push into uncharted territory, confident that their ability to navigate ambiguity will pay off in the long run. This fearlessness doesn't come from being reckless or naive. Sigma males aren't gamblers, they're strategists. They prepare for uncertainty by cultivating resilience, sharpening their problem-solving skills, and staying calm under pressure. They know that no matter how unpredictable the circumstances, they can rely on their own resourcefulness to find a way forward. By embracing uncertainty, Sigma males set themselves apart from the crowd. It's in the unknown that they find their edge, their opportunities, and their growth. While others hesitate and retreat, Sigma males move forward, making the uncertain their playground. Number 5, they weaponize empathy without overusing it. Sigma males have mastered the art of empathy, but they don't wield it the way most people do. While the world often glorifies blanket empathy, feeling for everyone at all times, Sigma males take a more calculated approach. They understand the value of empathy, but they also recognize its limitations. For them, empathy is a tool, not a burden. What sets Sigma males apart is their ability to read people with precision. They don't just hear what someone says. They pick up on the subtext, the body language, the unspoken cues. This depth of understanding gives them an edge in relationships, negotiations, and decision-making. But here's the twist. They don't let these insights cloud their judgment. Empathy isn't a license to get overly involved in others' emotions or problems. Sigma males know that too much empathy can blur boundaries, and derail their focus. Instead, they use empathy strategically. They apply it where it matters most, when it can lead to stronger alliances, smoother interactions, or better outcomes. If they're managing a team, they'll step into someone's shoes to understand their struggles, but they won't let those struggles become excuses for inaction. If they're dealing with conflict, they'll acknowledge feelings without losing sight of the bigger picture. This balanced approach makes them both approachable and enigmatic. People feel understood by Sigma males, but they also recognize that their empathy has limits. It's never performative or overbearing. It's purposeful. This restraint allows Sigma males to maintain their independence and clarity of thought, while still connecting deeply when the situation demands it. By weaponizing empathy without overusing it, Sigma males strike a rare balance between emotional intelligence and unshakable focus. They don't get lost in others' emotions. They navigate them, using empathy as a compass rather than a leash. Number 6. They seek discomfort for sport. Sigma males have a unique relationship with discomfort. They actively seek it out. Where most people go out of their way to avoid pain, struggle, or uncertainty, Sigma males run toward it with purpose. To them, discomfort isn't something to fear. It's a signal that growth, transformation, and opportunity are near. They know that the most rewarding breakthroughs often hide behind the walls of discomfort, and they're not afraid to push through. This mindset isn't about being reckless or masochistic. Sigma males don't chase discomfort for the sake of suffering. Instead, they view it as a kind of mental gym, an environment that challenges them, tests their limits, and sharpens their abilities. Whether it's diving into a complex problem, taking on a role that stretches their skills, or stepping into unfamiliar territory, they see discomfort as a tool for leveling up. Their ability to embrace discomfort comes from an unshakable belief in their own resilience. Sigma males trust themselves to figure things out no matter how tough the situation. They know that avoiding discomfort only leads to stagnation, while leaning into it builds character, grit, and wisdom. Every time they confront a challenge head-on, they expand their capacity to handle the next one. What's remarkable is that Sigma males don't just endure discomfort, they thrive in it. They find a strange sense of satisfaction in doing what others won't, in proving to themselves that they can handle what most people avoid. This fearless approach to discomfort is what sets them apart. It's not about being fearless in the absence of pain, but fearless in the face of it. For them, discomfort isn't a roadblock. It's a stepping stone to something greater. And that's why they always come out stronger on the other side. Number 7. They deconstruct fear to make it powerless. Fear is one of the most paralyzing forces for most people. But Sigma males approach it with a different lens. They don't see fear as something to avoid or suppress. Instead, they treat it like a puzzle to be solved, breaking it apart piece by piece until it loses its power. To them, fear isn't some insurmountable monster. It's a construct that can be analyzed, understood, and ultimately dismantled. When confronted with fear, Sigma males don't react impulsively or let it consume them. They pause and ask critical questions. What exactly am I afraid of? What's the worst that can happen? What evidence is there that this fear is valid? By dissecting the emotion, they strip away its mystique and uncover its true nature, often finding that the fear is more about perception than reality. This methodical approach allows Sigma males to shrink fear down to a manageable size. If the fear stems from a lack of preparation, they prepare. If it's rooted in uncertainty, they embrace the unknown and adapt. If it's tied to potential failure, they reframe failure as a learning opportunity. They don't let fear control their decisions because they've trained themselves to see it for what it truly is, a mental obstacle, not a physical one. What's powerful about this mindset is that it doesn't rely on bravado or denial. Sigma males don't pretend they're fearless. They acknowledge fear, study it, and neutralize it. This process turns fear from a barrier into a motivator, something they can work through instead of running from. By deconstructing fear, Sigma males achieve what few others can, the ability to act boldly and decisively, even when the stakes are high. Fear might knock on their door, but it never gets to stay. Number 8. They redefine winning constantly. Sigma males reject the one-size-fits-all definition of success. For them, winning isn't about ticking off society's predefined boxes, money, status, or recognition. Instead, they craft their own scoreboard, one that aligns with their personal values, goals, and aspirations. What makes them truly fearless is their willingness to constantly redefine what winning means as they grow, ensuring it always serves their current vision, rather than clinging to outdated standards. This mindset gives Sigma males a sense of freedom that others lack. While most people exhaust themselves chasing external validation, whether it's a bigger paycheck, a higher title, or social approval, Sigma males sidestep this trap entirely. They know that chasing someone else's idea of success is a never-ending race that rarely brings satisfaction. Instead, they focus on what matters to them, whether it's mastering a skill, building meaningful connections, or achieving inner peace. What's unique is their fluidity. Sigma males don't lock themselves into rigid goals that no longer serve their growth. If a victory they once pursued feels hollow or irrelevant, they're not afraid to pivot. To them, clinging to outdated definitions of winning is like wearing shoes that no longer fit. It only slows you down. By redefining success as they evolve, they ensure their pursuits are always meaningful and fulfilling. This approach also makes them incredibly resilient. Setbacks don't derail them because their definition of success isn't tied to a single outcome. A failed venture, a missed opportunity, or even public criticism doesn't shake their sense of purpose. They simply reassess, recalibrate, and continue forward. By constantly redefining winning, Sigma males achieve something most people don't: true alignment between who they are and what they pursue. Their success isn't measured by others. It's a reflection of their growth, authenticity, and vision. Number 9. They silence their inner critic, not their inner instinct. Self-doubt is something everyone experiences, but Sigma males have learned how to handle it differently. While most people let their inner critic run wild, feeding them a constant stream of negative thoughts and self-judgment, Sigma males have figured out how to silence that voice. They don't let the nagging doubts take control of their actions. Instead, they push it to the background, choosing to listen to something far more reliable: their own instincts. What sets Sigma males apart is their ability to differentiate between the voice of self-doubt and the quiet, subtle pull of their intuition. The inner critic is loud, abrasive, and often based on fear or insecurity, urging them to play it safe or second-guess every decision. The inner instinct, however, is calm, confident, and grounded in experience. Sigma males know that their gut has served them well over the years, guiding them toward better choices, even when logic or external pressures tell them otherwise. This ability to tune out the noise of overthinking and tune into their instincts is what makes them fearless. While others are paralyzed by the what-ifs or endless analysis, Sigma males make decisions quickly, trusting their gut even when the path ahead isn't entirely clear. They understand that overthinking leads to inaction, and in a world that demands fast adaptation, hesitation can be more dangerous than making the wrong move. Sigma males don't ignore their doubts entirely, but they don't let them dictate their behavior. They recognize that the fear of failure is normal, but they choose to act despite it, relying on their instincts to guide them through the uncertainty. This balance between quieting the inner critic and listening to their intuition allows Sigma males to take bold actions with confidence, without being paralyzed by self-doubt. Their trust in their gut is what keeps them moving forward, undeterred by the noise around them. Number 10. They cultivate strategic isolation. For Sigma males, isolation isn't a sign of weakness or loneliness. It's a strategic tool they use to recalibrate and sharpen their focus. While most people might isolate themselves out of avoidance or insecurity, Sigma males actively seek time away from the noise and distractions of the world so they can center themselves and refocus on their goals. It's not about escaping from life. It's about preparing for what comes next with a clearer, sharper mindset. This isolation is tactical, not permanent. Sigma males understand that to be truly effective in the world, they need to step back sometimes away from the opinions, pressures, and demands of others. This is where they do their best thinking, where they reassess their strategies, refine their skills, and plot their next move. They know that constant engagement with external stimuli can dilute their clarity and reduce their effectiveness. By embracing solitude, they're able to recharge and gain the mental and emotional clarity needed to tackle the challenges ahead. What makes their isolation different from mere escapism is the intent behind it. Sigma males aren't retreating because they can't handle the world. They're stepping away to make sure they handle the world better. They understand that growth doesn't always happen in the thick of things. Sometimes it comes from the quiet moments spent in reflection, analysis, and self-improvement. This habit of strategic isolation allows Sigma males to enter any situation with a focused and refreshed mindset. When they re-engage with the world, it's with precision, clarity, and a clear sense of purpose. Isolation isn't about checking out. It's about checking in with themselves, sharpening their weapons so they're ready to face whatever comes next. It's the calculated withdrawal that prepares them for success, not an escape from it. In a world that often praises conformity and predictable paths, Sigma males carve out their own journey, one defined by fearless independence, unshakable focus, and a relentless pursuit of self-mastery. They don't follow trends, nor do they seek validation from others. Instead, they trust their instincts, embrace discomfort, and view rejection not as failure, but as a stepping stone toward growth. The habits they cultivate, whether it's navigating uncertainty, redefining success, or weaponizing empathy, aren't just about achieving results. They're about forging a life that is authentically theirs. What sets Sigma males apart is their ability to remain true to themselves, even in the face of adversity. They don't seek external approval, nor do they measure their worth against the fleeting standards of society. They know that real strength lies in their ability to adapt, learn, and thrive without needing to explain themselves to anyone. At the core, being a Sigma male isn't about being an outsider for the sake of it. It's about understanding the power that comes from self-reliance and fearlessly walking your own path, regardless of the noise around you. In a world filled with distractions, their greatest asset is their ability to stay grounded in their purpose, embracing discomfort, rejecting societal norms, and forging their own definition of success. Fearless, focused, and fully aligned with their vision, Sigma males show us that the real power lies in being unapologetically, undeniably yourself. If you found yourself inspired by the mindset and habits of the Sigma male, don't miss out on more powerful insights like these. Hit that subscribe button now and join a community of like-minded individuals who are all about mastering themselves, redefining success, and taking bold steps toward their goals. Stay tuned for more content that challenges the norm and pushes the boundaries of what's possible. Remember, the journey to becoming your best self starts here. Subscribe, and let's level up together.